Welcome to the Bougie Baldie Podcast with your host, Kellie Rhymes.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Bougie Baldie Podcast. My name is Kellie. I am a women's hair loss support and authenticity coach, and I am here to help women with hair loss through the emotional and mental challenges of hair loss, because we all know that there are. So if you are experiencing any challenges that are preventing you from living your life to the fullest, living a joyful life because of your hair loss, make sure you schedule a call with me and let's talk about it, okay? Let's kind of work things out so that you can move forward in life and be happy, all right? Now, today's podcast is going to be a little bit different than the other ones that I normally do because I just kind of want to do a self-reflection, right? I was actually preparing for a speaking engagement, and it kind of made me jog my memory. It made me reflect on my own personal journey with my hair loss and some things that happened in the past that I just haven't thought about or forgot about, or just was like, oh, you know what? I think this is what that was. So today we're going to go ahead and just have a personal conversation about hair loss, that experience, what that feels like, and coming on the other side of it. Because yes, hair loss as a woman or man sucks. It does. It definitely sucks. I just happen to be one of those people who is on the other side of it, where I have gone through my journey. I have learned to embrace it and accept it. And I am confident in the way I look at this moment. So, hey, there you go, right? But there are so many people out there, and I was one of them. Let's remind you, hey, I said I'm on the other side of my journey. I was one of those people who was struggling, and this is why I do the work that I do, because hair loss changed me. It really did, and I know I am not the only person. I have spoken with so many other women who have told me how hair loss has really changed their identity. When we think about it, hair is a part of our identity. And when we lose it, hey, we don't know what to do because we're so used to having it. It's a piece of ourselves, right? That's just like if you lose an arm or you lose a leg or any other part of your body, you're going to feel different. You're not going to feel the same. You're not going to look at yourself the same. It's really going to affect you mentally. So let's talk about it a little bit. Now, I mentioned that I was preparing for a speaking engagement, and that's why all of this stuff came up. So, when I kind of sat down and thought about it, one thing I should say is that I had amazing support. Even though I had amazing support around me, the people in my life, it still didn't matter because I didn't feel good about myself. As we all know, confidence and all of the things, self-esteem, everything comes from within. And no matter how much I smiled and tried to cover it up and things like that, no matter what, I was not happy on the inside, but I also showed that I was happy on the outside. So, yes, I definitely wore a mask. But back then, I guess I didn't really trip off of how much the people in my life supported me. And when I say the people in my life, I'm really like talking about my good friends, because not many people in my family knew that I had hair loss. Just a few of the people in my family knew. But the people who actually was there with me was like, hey, you gonna be okay? Hey, you look beautiful. When I had to cut my hair off within 24 hours, I had to shave my head bald and go on a trip, my friends were there encouraging me, lifting me up, and keeping me together because I felt like crap, right? So let's start there. Let's start with giving a big up, giving a appreciation to my good friends who were there by my side when I was going through my hair loss journey, didn't know what direction to go in, didn't know what to do, felt like I was ugly, felt all of the things. Thank you to those people who were there supporting me, because I don't think I ever really sat down and thanked everybody, because again, back then I wasn't tripping off of it. In my mind, I'm just trying to get through it. I wasn't even thinking about the people who were there with me. I can look back now and do that because I'm on the other side. So that's why I'm like, thank you. Now, if you don't have the people in your life that are supporting you, make sure you do. Make sure you do. I know I've said this before many a times, but support systems, support groups, people, whatever it is, those are key. Those are some key things. And back when I was going through my hair loss journey, there were not many support groups out here or places where you can go get support around hair loss. Now there's plenty, right? So really, it's no excuse, unless you're just a person who just doesn't want to do it. Hey, that's really the only thing. And that's your prerogative. That's your right if you just don't want to do it. But I'm just here to let you know that that is how, or one of the ways that I got through my whole hair loss situation. And when I had a head full of hair and it just started falling out, or I'm getting bald patches and all kind of stuff. Yeah, it was a big thing. So yeah, I'm going to say one more time. Thank you to my support system. Thank you to the people who were there and the people who are still here. Because I am not a person who gathers a lot of friends and keeps a lot of people around me. I've never been that type of person. I've always just had my key people. If you are a good person, you genuine, down to earth, we vibe, we friends, right? But I don't have to have a lot of people around me. So my circle is very tight and I like it that way. So those people who were there back then pretty much are here now. Some of them may not be, but it's not that we're not friends. It's just that we've just lost connection. That's just it, but whenever we reconnect, it's like old times. There you go. I'm going to say another part of this is I appreciate how much I've grown. Yeah, I appreciate how much I've grown because I am so much of a different person today than I was a couple years ago, right? Let's just say 5 years ago. I'm going to just throw that out. So since I know I'm a different person from 5 years ago because I've done so much work and I've done work on myself. I've helped other people, just looking from a different perspective, looking outside of myself, getting other people's thoughts and opinions about their hair loss. It kind of opened my mind up a little bit more because, when we're thinking about a situation, we're thinking, of course, from our perspective. And yes, I'm happy, I'm joyful, I'm good. I don't care if people like me with hair or not hair. At this point, I am who I am. I love who I am. But there are so many people who will never step foot out the house without a wig on. They will never step foot out the house showing a bald head, in any form or fashion. Like that would be just a no-no. So I had to learn to understand that I have to embrace those people. I have to have compassion. I have to understand that that's their perspective. That's their point of view. That's what they want to do. And it's fine. It's totally fine. We're all different. But this podcast is really, I'm going to title it, I think, I didn't want to lose my hair, but I love myself without it. I think that's what it is. I know nobody wants to lose their hair, but I'm loving myself without it. And I know that sounds interesting. You won't hear many people say stuff like that. But it just gave me just so much more of an appreciation for life. Because I know we don't just want to say, oh, it's just hair, and I know a lot of people say that, oh, it's just hair, it's no big deal. It's not like you're losing, your life, you're still alive, you still, yes. And I know I promote, hey, we're still here on earth. We still have things to do. We have to move forward. We still do have to do that, right? But that doesn't mean it's not going to be hard. That doesn't mean it's not still hard for many people out there. So yes, I didn't want to lose my hair, but I did. And I love that I did because I've learned so much from that. I've learned I could say I learned tenacity in regards to myself, how strong I am, how mentally and physically strong I am. Because people will say stuff to you. People feel like they have the right to comment, whether that's in person, whether it's online, whether it's whatever. People feel like they have the right to share their opinions when you did not ask. Not understanding or not caring how that would affect you as far as your feelings, right? So, how do we get on the other side where we don't let those things affect us? My personal belief is if you feel confident in the way you look and carry yourself with confidence, if you could have a slick bald head, I mean, I know I have micropigmentation, so it looks like I have a hairline and things like that. But if I did not have micropigmentation and had a slick bald head, I still would have to go out here with the same confidence that I do with my look I have right now. You have to carry yourself that way. You have to hold your head up high. And again, it may not be easy at first, but it gets easier. Just like anything else in life, when it's something new, it's very uncomfortable. You have to learn it, you have to adjust, you have to kind of just get comfortable with it. It's the same thing with hair loss. Even if you got a new hairstyle, let's just say you had long hair and you cut your hair into a short, cute style, a little pixie style. That is something you still have to adjust to. You still have to get used to, get comfortable with. So let's give ourselves some grace and be patient with ourselves and know and understand that we have to be confident. We have to show the world that we're confident. And when you show the world that you're confident, you will notice that a lot of that negativity that you may have been receiving will disappear. It will no longer exist because part of it is that you're not thinking that something negative is going to happen. Okay. So that goes back to the mindset thing. When you constantly think, oh, people are going to say this, or they're going to treat me that way, or, all these negative things, you are going to get that. But as soon as you show that I'm confident, I'm the bomb, I'm beautiful, I'm walking out here just like this, watch how people come up to you and tell you how beautiful you are, how they wish they could do the same thing. They just don't have the confidence to do it. How they have hair loss as well, but they're afraid to not come out the house without that wig on. You become an inspiration to people. And I know I am a person that, and I don't want to call myself like an inspiration, like, oh yeah, people really want to be like me. No, that's not it. However, I'm an example of a woman with no hair that has confidence, that walks out the house every day with my head up high, feeling good about who I am. If I could do it, that inspires another woman to do the same. Okay. Me showing up online, me showing up on YouTube, so, any kind of social media, me showing up in person, like even in the Bald and Beautiful beauty pageant. I'm doing that to be an example, to show other women that you can do the same if you choose to do so. You don't have to continue to wear these wigs or cover it up, or weaves or whatever you're doing. You really don't have to do that if you don't want to. But I still have to understand, people have to get to that place. But at least when they see somebody like me or somebody like you who may be watching, who's also confident with the way they look, when they see us, it's inspiration. It's a step forward. It's something that can spark them to say, you know what? I'm going to be able to do that one day, or I'm going to work on myself so I can get there because I'm tired of what I'm doing. Okay. Now, there are many people out there who will never do it, and that's fine. That is their choice. And if they feel confident and comfortable wearing a wig all the time, good. But there are also some people who may wear wigs sometimes, and sometimes they don't. It's all about your personal preference. So, first thing was good support system. Second thing was confidence and being an example for others. I know we don't always do things in our lives to be a example or to be a person that someone else can look up to. And you don't necessarily have to be intentional about that. But as long as you're doing anything out here that's positive, you're always going to be a representative, or at least a beacon of hope or something like that for someone else. Okay? So keep that in mind. All right, the other thing I had to reflect on was that What I went through and my experience with my hair loss has given me a different type of understanding of what it feels like to actually be a woman who's losing their hair, having to show up and still live life to the fullest. I mean, show up at work, show up at family functions, show up in the world. Because some things you just can't hide from. I know these days we have a lot of remote stuff, remote work. We can order stuff online to our houses, and we can do a lot of different things where we don't really have to go out in public and all of that. However, you still have to be comfortable being out and about doing whatever it is, looking the way you look, period. Now, the other thing that I've had to do throughout my journey and just again in my reflection is that there's a part of me that really has blinders and blocks things out. I think this could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. It could be a good thing because I am very much so able to walk into different places down the street and totally not pay attention to anybody who's staring at me or, look in my direct. Like, I could totally do that. However, even though I'm able to do that, and I'm going to say this is the bad thing, you still have to pay attention to your surroundings. Of course, that's just part of life. When you're out and about, you got to pay attention to what's happening. Now, let me tell you that I do still pay attention to what's around me, but I don't necessarily pay attention specifically to certain people. So if I'm walking down a mall, I'm walking down a hallway or something like that in a mall, I'm really not paying much attention to the people who are around me. I'm focused on what I got to do. I see people, but I'm not really caring. Now, when I do stop and kind of pause and focus, and if I do see someone who is looking at me or staring at me, I'll look back at them. Like I'll look directly in their eye and I'll smile or I'll just look. Because if you're staring at me, I'm going to stare back at you. Because it's just kind of one of those things. It's rude to stare at people. Does it make me feeling any kind of way? No, because I'm used to people staring at me because, of course, I have a bald head. They're going to look. And I'm used to people looking at me because I'm tall. I'm 5'9". That's tall for a woman. So I'm used to standing out. So I've always been used to people looking at me because I stand out. But I have noticed that when I look at people directly in their eye, if they're staring at me, then they look away. Or I'll smile at them or whatever. But then a lot of times they come up to me or they'll say something. You look beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And I don't. And again, this is something I had to grow into. I don't immediately think that they're thinking something negative. I don't. Immediately, I think they think something positive about me. So, prime example, let me just kind of share a few stories so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. One particular time, I was meeting a group of people, didn't know these people at all, new kind of situation, but it was a dinner, kind of meet and greet type of dinner. I was one of the last people to show up, so most of the people had already been seated. They, were talking to each other, kind of got to know each other, they were grooving and, whatever by the time I got there. So I get out the car and I get out the car right in front of the restaurant. They're sitting right in front of the door. So everybody sees me get out the car. I'm confident. I come out, head held high, walk in, smile. Hello, everyone. Everyone is silent. Everyone is silent. Did this bother me? No, it didn't. Because again, I already know people have to take me in. They got to take me in because they're like, oh, she's a woman with no hair and she's beautiful. Wow. Because people don't associate beauty with not having hair, right? So I always have to say, hey, how you doing? Get used to the silence. Like I'm comfortable with it. You can be silent, but then everybody goes back to normal. I introduced myself, sat down, and everything went flow like normal, right? That's just something you got to get used to. You just got to get used to it. People are going to stop and pause because they're just in disbelief. a lot of times, again, they're going to be in their minds thinking, I wish I could do the same, but I don't have the head for that, or I don't think I'm beautiful for that. Like, those are the type of comments I get all of the time. And my response back to these people are, well, you don't know until you try. I didn't think I would be beautiful, or if I had a good shaped head, or any of those things myself. But I was forced to have to cut my hair off because I chose not to continue to cover it up. I was tired of doing that, right? So I didn't know what I would look like at first, but I've grown into it and I feel good. So that's the same thing you would have to do, no matter what you think your head shape is or how you would look without hair. You never know. And you may not feel beautiful at first without hair. I did not, as I explained earlier. But once you get used to it, you're gonna see, you'll see. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm feeling this. I'm the bomb. And wait until those men come after you who love that bald head. People or women don't think about that. There are a lot of men out here who love women with short cuts, bald head. They love it. Love it, love it, love it. I mean, so here's another example, just to kind of emphasize that point. When I first cut off my hair, and this was like when I was not prepared, I was still going through my journey and I had to cut it off. And I was walking into it was a lounge. I was walking into a lounge with a few of my friends. I'm dressed, I'm cute, bald head, whatever. These guys walk out and, I'm not tripping off of them. I'm walking in with my friends and I hear a guy like, oh my goodness. And he just says it real loud. And I'm like, okay, what's happening? What's going on? And I turn around and he's like, you are beautiful. And I'm just like, thank you, just being gracious about it. But I wasn't expecting it, right? Those men are out there. There's men online who will hit you up like, hey, what's going on? Trust me, ladies, you can still get a man without any hair. Don't worry about it if that's a concern. Just putting it out there, right? But back to the blinder, or back to not having or not paying attention to people. That may be something you have to adopt in order to make it through, if that's what you need to do. And I can honestly say, for me, it is a coping mechanism. It is. It is something that I've had to learn to do. And it wasn't just because of the hair loss. It was because of my height. It was because of a lot of different things, of me standing out and having to block people out who are constantly staring because of whatever. I've been like this for, I would say, since I was probably a teenager. So it's just something that's in me at this point. Now, it may not be or come easily to many of you, but that may be something that could help you be able to kind of block out people who are surrounding you, or just adapt that attitude of, I don't care. Because that's another attitude I have. I don't care what you think about me. If I'm not doing anything wrong to you, I'm out here living my best life. I'm out here thriving, loving, and having a good time. I don't care what you think. That's also me. Don't know if that's you, but it may be something you want to adopt as well. You can't care about what people think. And that's about any part of your life, not just hair loss. You have to live your life the way you want to live it, be the way you want to be. And as long as it's something that's not harming yourself or anybody else, you do you. Okay. So what did we talk about? We talked about support systems. We talked about having confidence and self-esteem and always stepping out with your head held high, putting on those blinders if you need to, or just having that attitude of, I don't care what you think. Okay. Those are some things that will definitely help you. Now, when I talk about, yeah, I didn't want to lose my hair, but now I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I know I've gone through so much when it comes to my hair loss, that coming out on the other side, embracing it, loving it, being confident, smiling, and happy every single day with who I am is just a great feeling. Being an inspiration to other people is a great feeling. Starting a business that supports the people who are going through what I've already been through, I love it. You know what I mean? Like, it gives me my purpose. It shows me that, again, and I know this sounds cliche, hair loss didn't happen to me, it happened for me. It did. It really did. And even since I have started coaching and supporting women with their hair loss, doing this podcast for women to watch so they can learn about options and just get different information that could be useful to them. I'm also venturing out into my own TV show about hair. I'm actually producing a show, which is something I never thought I would do. Nothing I was ever interested in, but I felt like it was important to get my message out to the masses, to get my message out to people around the world. And that's why I'm working on this TV show. Now, through my TV show, I'm able to bring on people who want to showcase what they do in regards to hair loss, or people who have hair loss and they're thriving with it and have created something, created spaces, created businesses, created different products because of their own hair loss. So it's called the Bougie Baldie Show, just like this is the Bougie Baldie Podcast, right? And it's going to be on a streaming TV network. And I am still looking for people. So just FYI, if anybody out there is interested in sharing their story, showcasing their service or products that is around hair, it doesn't necessarily have to be hair loss. It could be around hair in general. Hit me up. Basically, I'll put the link to schedule a call with me in the description. If you're interested and want to have your business showcased and featured on the show, let me know. Let's talk about it and we'll go from there. But my point is that my hair loss has led me down this journey of things that I never would have imagined in my entire life. And I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling great about it. Not only am I able to have a show, have a podcast, and be a coach and do all of these things, I'm also uplifting other business owners and other people with hair loss. That's also important to me because as a small business owner and a woman with hair loss, those are the types of things I need myself. I need support. So if I need support, I know other people need support. So that's why I do what I do because I love it. I absolutely love it. I also love being able to learn about what people are doing out here, right? I don't know. That's just me. Hey, I'm a Cancer. I like to make like genuine connections. I like to have real conversations. That's just me. I know it's not everybody, but yeah, that's just me. But in addition to that, I'm still like able to really continue to live out goals and dreams that I set a long time ago. Like I have set goals, or I've had a goal, excuse me, let me just say that. I've had a goal to live outside the country, have one house here in the United States, and have one house and live somewhere else part time. My thoughts were to live in the States for 6 months, live somewhere else for the rest of the 6 months. I'm a person that does not like winter, don't like cold weather. So, of course, my idea was during the fall and winter, go somewhere else, spring, summer, back in the States. Don't know how that's going to work out, but I am on my way to that first step of actually going out of the country for an extended period of time. And if I love where I'm going or where I'm going to be, which is going to be Medellin, Colombia, if I love it there, then I will stay longer. I will. But right now, I am thinking of it as a temporary situation. As long as, until I'm going to stay as long as my tourist visa lasts. I'm going to stay that long, make my decision before my visa is up. I can always extend it. And then if I like it that much, start looking more towards a more temporary residency visa. But that's the plan. But either way, I told you that just to say that through my hair loss, it has led me to be able to fulfill so many other things and dreams and aspirations and things that I have never thought about in my life. It has led me down this road. Now, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I am on a faith walk right now. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I don't know where this is going to lead me to. I am taking the opportunities, the divine thoughts, and the divine, inspirations. I'm taking those things and I'm rolling with it. I'm taking action and then I'm seeing what happens. Do I always know what I'm doing? No, I don't. Is it always easy? No, it's not. Am I constantly learning something new? Yes, I am. But I appreciate like all the things I'm doing. And I also recognize that whenever you're not really tripping off of the results or what people are thinking or who's following you or how many likes you got and how like when you don't even think about this stuff and just do your thing, which is what I've been doing. I've just been doing my thing. I don't really worry about who's going to like this post or who's going to like this YouTube or this podcast, even though yes, I appreciate it, so I don't think I don't. But I'm not constantly looking at the numbers. Honestly, my podcast producer has to tell me a lot of times, hey, you got this many views. Or I'll look at something, an email I received from YouTube that says, you have so many subscribers or new subscribers. And I'm like, oh, really? Cool. And then I'm plugging away. I keep it moving. Sometimes we just have to move. Sometimes we just have to take action and not worry about what people are liking or how much attention we're getting because you're getting the attention. And even for myself, I am not worried about the likes and this and that, but I know people are watching. I know people are watching. They are because I know I've watched so many other people's podcast videos. I'm a YouTube queen. That's what I watch most of the time. Instead of watching like a lot of Hulu or Netflix shows, I do watch some of them, but a lot of times I'm on YouTube watching videos. I am. So I don't always like and comment and do all of these things on all of the videos that I watch, but I'm watching and I'm learning, and that's the point. And that's just what I want to kind of get back to. If you are having something in your life that's calling you to do something, you could be a person, which you probably are listening or watching this podcast. You have hair loss, so you want to learn more and this and that. You may be kind of falling behind in life. You may have stopped doing things you love. You might have withdrawn. But I want to let you know you need to not do that. You need to still move forward, still do those things you love, still continue to move forward. Don't worry about what those people are or what people are saying or thinking. There are going to be people who say crazy stuff. You have to be above it. You do have to move past it. If you choose to respond, that's on you, right? If that's up to you. But just know that people are watching. You are inspiring people. You're helping people grow in some form or fashion. So whatever gift you may have, make sure you show that. Okay. Now, honestly, for me, my gifts, I think my gift, and this is again something I've learned and I'm still growing into, but I had to learn that my gift is sharing information. When I was younger, or still, even as an adult, I didn't think people listened to me. So I got quiet. I stopped talking. And to this day, I still don't talk and share a lot of information with certain people because I don't feel like they're listening. And I'm a type of person that if I'm talking to you and sharing valuable information and you want to talk about something else or you blow it off or whatever, then there's no point in me talking to you about it, right? So I'm not. I will only talk about what you want to talk about. There's no point in me wasting my time, my energy, or my breath trying to teach you something or share something with you that could help when you're not going to listen. So that's just me. But if they're coming to your Facebook channel, your Facebook group, Instagram, anywhere you're posting your information, your content, or whatever you're doing, they're still watching regardless if they like it or they're hitting that like button or they're making a comment or whatever. You're still inspiring other people. Okay, so I think that's the other side of kind of getting and embracing that hair loss part. Yes, you may still be going through your journey. and you're still putting yourself out there. But as a person who has hair loss, you're out there talking, people are going to pay more attention to you anyway, just because they're not used to seeing a person who, especially a woman who is bald or whatever, out there putting themselves in the forefront and saying, and sharing information. Okay. So that's just a piece of encouragement. A piece of encouragement to you if you are afraid to step out there and do whatever it is you love to do based off of the way you look. We can't do that. And again, if you need support and help around that, if you need to be able or you want to be able to push past that and you need support, that's what I'm here for. So again, I'll put the link to my to make a phone call, book a call with me to talk a little bit more. I'll put that in the description if you want to talk, okay? No pressure, of course. It's up to you. I am also, if you haven't noticed by now, a person that believes what's meant for me is for me. If I'm gonna attract the people who want to work with me, who want to work with me. I'm not going to chase after people like that. Okay. I will tell you about it. If you want to show up, show up. If you don't, you don't. Okay. So those are a few things that I kind of just want to reflect on. Like, I appreciate so many things now when I look back at my hair loss journey, so many things that I've learned, so many people that are still in my life, were in my life, that were there for me and still are. Just loving where I am at this point. Now, am I still trying to grow? Yes. Am I still trying to reach different levels that I haven't reached yet? Yes. But I think that's the way we should all be. We should always be striving to be better. Not to say we have to work our butts off for the rest of our life to be the best of this, and that. No, be better is whatever that it looks like for you. Okay. Being better may be being able to walk from your house to the corner and walk back because that's something you haven't been able to do due to your health. It could be anything. All right. So just keep that in mind. And I want to just make sure you stay encouraged. Now, I hope some of these reflections, just based off of my thoughts, and I know I'm hoping I'm not too scatterbrained or random, right, in this podcast, but I just wanted to share, like, genuinely what I was feeling, what my experience has been, and how I feel about it at this point. I believe that I'm going to so many different levels. Like, I feel like I am growing so much and still have so many things that are going to happen in my life. Don't ask me what, but I always have ideas. But I just know that I'm on an upward projection. Like, I know I'm going up and I'm steady going up. So we'll see what happens next, right? We will see. But I'm definitely excited about recording the TV show. We're recording in August in Dallas, Texas at a studio. So very, very much so excited about that. Just getting more partners to collaborate on the show with me. That's what we're working on now. So again, if anybody out there is watching this episode, you either have hair loss yourself or you have a business or a service that supports people with hair loss, and you want to feature your brand or tell your story on the show. And let me tell you this, even if you are just a person with hair loss and wants to share your story, know that on the show, there is going to be a panel. So you don't necessarily have to be by yourself. We will have an episode or maybe several episodes where we have a panel discussion of people with hair loss or whatever it may be that are just talking and having real conversations, just like I'm having a real conversation with you right now. Just sitting down, girl, let's talk. Let's talk about it, because a lot of times we don't have people in our circles to really sit down and talk to who can relate to what we are talking about or relate to what we have been through. So it'll be those types of things. So if you're a person who just is interested in sharing but don't want to be by yourself, know that you don't have to be by yourself. You could be on a panel and just have a general discussion about hair loss. Okay. So if you again are interested in being on the Bougie Baldie show, make sure you look in the description, book a call with me so we could talk about it. All right. I think that's all I have to share with you today. It's a nice, bright, sunny day. And you guys should know by now, if you've been watching, I love nice, bright, sunny days, and it's warm outside. So I am about to jump off and go enjoy this weather. I've already got my work done for today as far as my administrative task. I'm doing my podcast now. Now it's time to go and enjoy some of this good weather. Okay. So thank you guys for watching the Bougie Baldie Podcast, and I will see you next week. Bye. Are you a woman struggling with hair loss, feeling unattractive and insecure? At Limitless Mindset Coaching, we understand the emotional toll that hair loss can take. In just 90 days, we help you transform from feeling lost and embarrassed to radiating with confidence and joy. Imagine building your self esteem, discovering the perfect camouflage technique to cover up your hair loss, and receiving tips and tricks that can help you with your hair loss and embrace the new you while connecting with a supportive community of women just like you. Say goodbye to those negative emotions and hello to a positive mindset. Picture vibrant new relationships, walking through the room with your head held high, participating in social events and activities again, and living a life filled with happiness. Are you ready to take that first step? Well, visit www.limitlessmindsetcoach.com or click the link in the description today, and let's embark on this empowering journey together.
Thank you for watching the Bougie Baldie Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe